Happy Friday. I'm a little out of it, but I'm okay. My morning pain medication, Uncle Brian Lifter. I use the cigarette tubes in my injection machine I used when I made my cigarettes when I used to smoke. It's been over 2 years. It's easier this way. And I already popped a couple ibuprofen. Everything went well yesterday. I'm very uncomfortable. Last night, I think I got 3 hours sleep. You know, you roll over in your sleep every time I rolled over. You know, on this side, it was like, I'd wake up. I had an Uncle Brian Lifter in the middle of the night. Felt like I was going to puke a few times. That's due to the anesthesia. I was fully put out. And they keep you in recovery for a few hours. My anesthesia wears off. A lot of people get very sick. Throw up, vomiting. So they keep you for a few hours. They kept me. I was okay. Auntie Billy brought me home. Gotta go back next week. First time when I had both of them done. I went back like every 2 weeks. Checked it. Tested my hearing for the improvements. It took a while for my body to adjust to it. Well, I had both done the first time. And my equilibrium's a little bit off. Those of you that have ever had tinnitus, I know one guy, you know what it's like. It throws off your balance a little bit. When things really flare up, it throws off your balance. I find myself walking, I lean into one side and I feel like I wanted to fall. I'd have to grab onto something. Not all the time, but, occasions when things were overwhelming. You know what it's like. I forgot who you are. You know what it's like. A couple more. It's starting to kick in. So your body has to adjust to it. It'll be okay. Last night a few people called. Hey, how you doing, B? My brother, my daughters. Kenny, Dan, Frank, a few guys from here. Hey, how you doing, B? You okay? How'd it go? And one guy, hey, I don't know if you're up for this. You in the mood for this? You ever come home, you turn on your TV and a movie's on you've never seen, but half of it's already been going, so you catch the second half. You don't know how it started out. You don't know the whole picture. Well, I'm going to end this as I started it. I started this giving Jabba, I'm sorry, I won't say that no more, Rich. Giving Rich constructive criticism. Some of you remember, you saw it in a very polite, respectful way, but just pointing things out as to why he was having a lot of problems, not just with this car, but with getting along with people, and his bad financial situation, not knowing how to manage his finances, not knowing how to manage his basic health, not knowing how to manage and build good relationships with people. Family doesn't want nothing to do with him. What friends? And I pointed things out and I let it go. And the reason I did that was I was a casual observer. Those of you who know, I never go on anyone's videos. Never on anyone's videos. And say a damn thing. I observe. If I like it, fine. If I don't like it, fine too. If something comes along that bothers me to where I feel I need to say something, I do it right here on this channel, where I have every right to. And that's what I did. Because it bothered me the way you, Rich, were treating people. People I call friends. I saw the way you were rude, insulting, arrogant, argumentative. These are people that really know what they're doing with cars. Listen, you're going to find guys on here, I see them all the time, they're fucking hacks. They don't know shit from shit. Their main goal is to dick around with an engine and tinker with it and fuck with it. They never accomplish anything with it, but it's to get people to watch, to get subs and views, to make a buck. You know what I mean? You're going to find a lot of those people on here. But there are people that really know what they're doing. They show you progress on things. They show you that what they're doing works. They show you, they prove to you that they know what they were doing. And one of them is a guy I call a friend up in Canada. And one time I even said, man, why do you tolerate the way Jabba talks to you? He's so rude and insulting and threatened to block him. You only want to hear what you want to hear. Somebody tells you, no, you're wrong. That's all they need to say is that you're wrong. You're doing that wrong. You take it so personally. What, are you trying to call me a dummy? No, they're just saying you don't know what you're doing. Maybe if you listen and learn, you'll know something. Then you will know what you're talking about. You don't even know what to call names for things, basic things. 12-bolt mains. No, you either have a 2-bolt main, 2-bolt main bearing caps, or you have 4-bolt mains. 4 bolts with a more heavy duty. 12 bolts refer to a rear end. 12-bolt rear end or a 10-bolt rear end. But you had 12-bolt mains because you counted the bolts. You don't even know what to call things. That in itself proves you don't know what you're doing. Then you offer up an excuse. Well, I never said I was a mechanic. I'm not ASE certified. I'm not ASE certified, but I built several engines for myself and assisted with engine builds with friends. Got a lot of good success. Very dependable. Very respectable on the street and at the track. Along with my friends' cars. We never even went to fucking vocational auto shop. ASE certification, it's like bragging rights. Some places require it for insurance purposes. My youngest daughter is an office manager overseeing an auto group, 2 Ford dealerships and a Hyundai and a Kia dealership. Yeah, you know, our service staff is ASE certified. Big chains like Goodyear and Firestone service centers, yeah. That's like to instill a confidence in the public. Our mechanics, our service technicians are ASE certified. Most of these guys are no better than the guy you're going to find down on the corner that he's got a gas station with a few pumps, a couple of bays, and they do a lot of service work. And they're very good at what they do. They're not ASE certified. They don't need to be. But they're good at what they do. That's your excuse. Well, I don't have all the professional tools. You don't need professional tools. You know what we had? Basic socket set, extensions, swivels, torque wrench, feeler gauges, caliper, vernier, screwdrivers, proper 4 jacks, jack stands. We got it done. We got it done. People are doing it to this day. You don't need to be in a professional shop to do things right. You just need to know what you are doing. People that know what they're really doing can do the most with the least. They know how to improvise and get it done right. You can't get anything done right, but that's your excuse. So I'm not an ASE mechanic. I don't have professional tools. I don't have a garage. Listen, I didn't have a garage either. Me and my friends, we were doing shit out there in our parents' driveways in the freezing fucking cold in winter. We didn't have ideal conditions to work in, but we got it done. You have an excuse for everything. You blame everybody. And I saw you blaming one guy in particular. It bothered me. Like I even said, why do you put up with Rich the way he talks to you? He's so rude. You threaten to block him. I feel sorry for the guy. I'm hoping maybe one day he'll listen, but you don't listen, Rich. You only hear what you want to hear. And the first time you take it too personal, as a personal insult, when somebody just simply says, you do not know what you're doing, listen to me. I will help you. You were the one that came on here long before I encountered you. You were begging people, on videos, I need help, I need help, I need help. That proves you don't know what you're doing. You treated people poorly. And I got to a point, I said, you know what, I'm going to say something, but I'm going to do it right here. And I offered up a video, constructive criticism. Never insulted. No name calling. I just pointed out things to you. In all the areas of your life you were having problems with, that the problem was you. Your attitude, your way of thinking about things. And how you were not thinking right. You know, they say the clinical definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, getting a bad result. But you keep doing it over and over again, somehow thinking, now you're going to get a good result. Well, it doesn't work that way. Only crazy people think that way. And I gave you some constructive criticism, advice if you want to call it that, in a very polite, respectful way, and I left it alone. You know what happened after that, folks? You know what happened after that? Rich, you came after me with a vengeance. For 2 solid days. I lost track of how many comments, 50 or 60 on that video, calling me every name in the fucking book, trying to swing any personal insult you could think of. And long-winded. It would take me 5 minutes to read it. And I didn't do what you wanted me to do. You wanted to argue. I don't argue. Especially on the internet. It's pointless. I think I responded to 3 out of all those. And I simply typed LOL. And I think that irritated you more than anything else, because I wasn't about to lower myself to your level and allow you to drag me into a long, drawn-out comment thread argument, which is exactly what you wanted. You invite the chaos and the drama. You like being involved in it. You like to get others involved in your chaos and drama. I guess it gives you something to talk about for hours on here. It gives you people to attack. It gives you people to call haters. And I wasn't going to play your game. Then I said, oh yeah, that's the way this guy wants to be. Now I'll have some fun with his ass. And yeah, I have a pretty twisted, demented sense of humor. I can be very fucking sarcastic. I can be very facetious. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I won't deny it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I never needed to threaten you in any way. Not a single thing I could ever do to fuck up your life. You've done that all by yourself. That's why when I see people arguing, you're not going to change anybody. People are what they are. You're wasting your time. I saw how you really offended people in many ways. I saw how you would say things that are impossible. And people that have knowledge in these areas, they've had it, their own personal experience. People very close to them have had it in their experience. You know what happens. You made a fool of yourself saying things. And then when people brought it to your attention, man, you lost your shit, went on full rage mental meltdowns, and blamed your doctors. Well, that's what my doctor told me. No doctor in their right mind would ever tell you. You put a stent in you standing up. You're heavily sedated. You're not quite out asleep. You're awake, but just barely. You don't even know where the fuck you are. I know my father went through it. You couldn't stand up if you tried. They'd have to have hospital staff holding you up by under your arms so they could do a stent standing up. It's impossible. It is not done that way. And then when somebody brought it to your attention, well, that's what the doctor told me, blame it on a doctor. People know no doctor would ever tell you that. When you went for your stress test, well, I had it done sitting in a chair. No, you don't get the point of a stress test is they want you to exert yourself. They want you to get some movement, some activity. They want your heart to get pumping, your lungs to get pumping. They want to see what's going on with you in your physiology. They don't sit you in a chair, put that strap on you, take your blood pressure. Okay, stress test is over. That's not a stress test. They get you on a treadmill. They have you do cardio. They have you do things. I don't know if they still do it today, but I know in the old days that I see it in my doctor's office. They're like a little step stool about 2 feet high, like 3 steps and 3 steps down. They have you go up and down, up and down, up and down. Then they check your heart rate, check your breathing. That's a stress test. They want you to stress out to see how your body is reacting to the stress. It's not going to happen sitting in a fucking chair doing nothing. If you say that's how you had a stress test, people laughed. You got pissed off. You made your heart attack again. Oh, in the hospital, you drove yourself to the hospital because you had a heart attack. And then that day, your sister grabs your phone. Everyone knew it was you, and I saw the text, Rich. You got forwarded to me because you sent it to a friend of mine, claiming it was your sister. And she read my friend the Riot Act. Yeah, she had your phone, knew who he was, sent him a text to read him the Riot Act, accusing him and me and others of killing you. You were in the hospital, major heart attack. Not only were you in intensive care, you were on life support. You were on a ventilator on life support. You might not live until the morning. It was because of us. We were killing you. We need to shut up and stop talking about you. Following morning, you know what happened, Rich? You got a video up. You're all better. Miraculous recovery. took yourself off life support, checked yourself out, and drove yourself home. People laughed at you. They should laugh at you. That's fucking ridiculous. But you said it. You've been very offensive to people. You know what this is? I don't know if you can see it. There's a brown spot right there. And I got another one on this arm, but it's covered up by a tattoo, and I got 21 of them. Kenny did every single one. He also did Auntie Billy, 2 on her. And each one of my daughters have 2 tats each from Kenny. It's not melanoma, is another name for it. Carcinoma. This doesn't kill people. You know, in fact, melanoma is so common. There are very, 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 very extremely, very rare cases where a melanoma can develop into a more serious form of cancer. It gets right into your skin tissue, you know, then you get leukemia, things like that. That's so extremely rare. It's 1 in 10 billion. You know what you do for melanoma, especially people around here by the beach? Put sunblock on it. Go out in the sun. You're okay. But you offended people, and I'm one of them, that lost people we cared about dearly to cancer. Even that you had to bring into it. You need sympathy. My poor health. Because of you. You don't take care of yourself. Financially, health-wise. Your obesity is the root cause of your problems. But yet you still smoke. Bad lungs, bad heart, you still smoke. Bad lungs, I've known people with bad lungs, COPD, emphysema, they got a CPAP, they got some even have an oxygen tank, they got to carry around like a fucking scuba diver. You don't have any of that shit, but yet you smoke cigarettes. Your doctor tell you it's okay to smoke cigarettes too. Why not blame your doctor for smoking cigarettes? Or you blamed everybody else. People get you stressed out, so you have to smoke. It's because of other people. A lot of us, including myself. You know, I saw what my sister went through for 2 years with her ovarian cancer. I saw her wither away to a point where she was bedridden with a fucking feeding tube. And she could barely talk. She had rather die than go through this, but that was her only hope. That chemo and radiation, other people have told me, that in itself, what you go through, what you suffer with just the treatment as your only hope, makes you feel worse than the cancer itself. You got cancer, you try to put yourself at the same level as them to get sympathy. You crave attention, you crave sympathy, and you will do anything and say anything to get it. You've insulted a lot of people. You've degraded and bashed women, accusing all of them of having STDs. That's why, you know, you had to dump your Facebook girlfriend in Virginia. Well, she was going to take advantage of you. You bashed your ex-wife. You bashed your brother. You bashed your father, bringing up all his criminal records. You know, when people bash their own family, you know, that shows me what kind of relationship you've had with them. You've bashed women, insulted women. A woman in a motel you were staying at, you got kicked out of. You degraded and insulted a person of color. You bashed and degraded little children, calling them mixed breeds that smell bad because they don't take a bath. You even sunk that low to attack children. What's left for you to attack? Gay, lesbian, transgender, midgets? What's next? You're an angry, miserable person. And you take it out on everybody around you. You don't accept responsibility for your life. What have all those Hot Wheels cars done for you? Boom boxes, comic books, now coins. Now your silver's going to secure your future financially. Okay. You know, silver prices are down. That market's up and down and up and down. There is no real security in that. People that make investments like that are people that have what's called expendable money that they, like they say, you go gambling at a casino, never spend what you can afford to lose. There's a good chance you're going to lose. Because the house always wins. That's why casinos stay in business. And people that gamble never talk about their losses, only their winnings. I've worked with people, they'll spend $100, $200 a week on fucking lottery scratch tickets. Yeah, I hit $50. Yeah, but you spent 200. They won't tell you what they lost. They'll only tell you what they won, and what they won is nothing compared to what they lost. But it's your vision of wise investments. You try to give investment advice. You're the last person on the face of this earth that should give advice on anything: marital advice, financial advice, automotive advice, relationship advice. You're not qualified. Your problem is you. You are your own worst enemy. And you invite the chaos and drama into your life. Like they say, man, you invite a shark to dinner, expect to get bit, and you ring the dinner bell because it gives you everything you want. I heard a celebrity say one time on TV that was out of the spotlight for a long time. He got neck deep in shit with pulled over by a cop, gun, drugs, punched a cop. Suddenly now he's got a movie role. He said, you know what? In Hollywood, saying is even negative attention is better than no attention. To get your name back out in the public. People have forgot about me for years. They saw my name. Hey, you got arrested. Hey, you know, we got a movie coming up. Maybe if he still has what it takes, you know, we'll get him for the role. And they got him a role and he made a few $1 million. And with you, if it wasn't for all the negative attention you get, you wouldn't get any. You ever think about that? I started out with you, Rich, with constructive criticism. Nope, no puke. No, yeah, I got a feeling I am going to puke sooner or later. And I got to eat something. Maybe scrambled eggs, toast, something like. And you ever think about that? I could say subconsciously, maybe a lot of your stuff's intentional. You invite you do everything you can to start the controversy, to start the chaos, knowing it'll bring you attention. So you can at least have some attention. You'll have something to come on here and talk about for hours. And the reason I don't argue with anybody on the internet, like tomorrow, my equilibrium is still a little bit off. You know, you've had tinnitus. It's a lot better since I got these, but now my body's got to readjust to it all over again. It takes about a week or so. A little dizzy and wobbly. No, I won't be going to the mall tomorrow with Auntie Billy. Won't be doing any grocery shopping. I won't be walking around. But it's like going to the North Dartmouth Mall. I pull in the parking lot and there's two cars side by side. The windows are up, cracked this much to let air in because there's a dog in each car. The doors are locked. And they're barking and growling and snarling at each other back and forth. Neither dog can do a fucking thing to the other. They'll do that until they bark themselves out and get so fucking exhausted they can't bark and they're panting with their tongues hanging out of their mouth, or until one of the people comes out, gets in their car, drives away. Now there's one dog left there looking out a window with no other dog to bark at until his owner comes out and takes him home. Neither one can do a fucking thing to the other. They accomplish nothing. That's why I'll never argue with anybody on here. I just say what I have to say. But I see some of you guys arguing. Hey, if that works for you, go for it. I got better things to do than argue with people, you know. What are you going to accomplish behind, I'm on my laptop right now, behind the screen? If you're on a laptop, behind the screen on a phone, what are you hoping to accomplish? You think you're going to change them? Good luck with that. And see, once again, I was respectful. I just pointed out things that are worth pointing out to bring things to your attention. And hopefully you didn't just hear this once again because you were too busy thinking about what you want to come. That's where people fuck up. They don't listen. They hear, but it's just they're not listening. It's in their mind. Instead of listening, their mind is already creating the next conversation they want to start up with that person and come back at you. They're thinking about what they want to say instead of what the person saying to them they should be listening to. Hopefully this time you listened. I did it in a very polite, respectful way once again. If you decide you want to do what you did last time, and, you know, come back with something, you're going to be like that one dog in that parking lot at the mall in a car all by yourself because the other dog in the car is driven away.